What's going on? What's going on? We are live. How's everybody doing this fine Sunday evening? Hope everybody's having a fantastic Sunday evening. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing well. Brenda in the chat says hi. Hey, Brenda, how are you doing tonight, my dear? Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday evening. Are you excited for Tuesday for the Dead by Daylight coming out with the new killer? You still down to play it? Let me jump in the Discord chat here. I already got Wolf waiting on me. So let me jump over here and we will get started tonight. Like I said, hope you're doing well tonight, Brenda. Hope you're doing well. Don't know if we got anybody else in the chat yet, but if so, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're all having a fantastic night. We got Wolf in the house. What's going on, Wolf?
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Good enough.
Good enough. Me and Wolf were just doing some ARAMs on League of Legends. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, Wolf. I've been kind of digging League of Legends a little bit again. I keep thinking about it, dude. It keeps popping in my
rabbit hole, man.
I can't help myself, Wolf. It's pulling me back in, dude. Brenda says I'm okay. Good to hear. Good to hear, my dear. Glad to hear it. I don't know, Wolf. Sometimes I miss it, dude. I played that game for, oh my God, 7 years, 8 years. I mean, I played it a long fucking time. I think I started season 2 and I probably played it until, what are we on? This is the start of season 12.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's the start of season 12. And I played pretty consistently up to like season 10. So from 2 to 10. So yeah, like 8 years. I think I might have started towards the end of season 2 though, to be honest. So probably closer to 7 years. Hard to tell.
I don't know. I like having free time to play other games instead of always getting stuck into League.
That's my problem. That's where I'm at. I've enjoyed the last like year or so really playing, like trying out a bunch of different other games, playing a bunch of different games. But like always in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, I miss League of Legends. And specifically, I don't just mean League of Legends like ARAMs and stuff like we've been playing a little bit lately. Specifically, I mean ranked. Like I miss that like grind of trying to get better at it, like super better at a game. You know, like I Dead by Daylight filled that for a little bit, but then as soon as I hit a rank 1 survivor, like it just kind of, you know, fell off. And also just because I realized pretty quickly that Dead by Daylight was not a super competitive game, you know what I mean?
I don't really know what you mean because I hate super competitive games. I do not care.
I mean, dude, you can't say that entirely true because you played League of Legends for quite a couple years. Competitive, like normal mode.
Anything competitive. Like I didn't.
I would argue in League that even normals is pretty competitive.
And I only ever played when you had me playing. I never played anything but ARAMs without other people I know. And even then, every time, was I not reluctant as hell? Like,
I mean, maybe towards the end, but I'm talking about like when we all played. I mean, you were pretty invested into it then.
Like the most fun we ever had was playing with everybody, with like 2 full teams and customs. And even then, it was more just, you know, screwing around and like I think Eclipse used to just chase me around the map all the time.
I don't even remember.
There was somebody that used to do that all the time. Like every match, it was just, I'm gonna try and just find him and kill him.
Dude, those were some fun times back in the days. Not gonna lie. I mean, even though like Mike was a dickhead a lot of times, like just, you know, with that type of personality, with like Segoy, Zyconic, you, Eclipse, Mike. I don't even remember all the people that were there back then.
Still have a couple of them.
I know like Goth Annie. Then there was Goth Annie's friend, but I can't think of their name. But there was just I don't know. It was a good time, dude. I you know, if you can go, you know, if you always think like if you can go back and change things in the past, what I would have changed then, and not tried to shortcut stuff and where I'd be today. I think about that constantly, and not like in a, you know, like, fuck, I fucked up. Da, da, da. Like, I mean, I did fuck up, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. But I do wish I never would have got ahead of myself back then and got those dollar signs. When I first started streaming, I did it like I had no like at the time people weren't even making money. I just did it to do it. And then I remember when people started making money with it, and I was growing like pretty, because I was on pretty early on Twitch. And I remember like when Mike and me started, then like it started becoming more like a career option. And and I'm not like blaming Mike. I'm just saying he really like pushed it like, oh, this could be a career thing. Like, let's not just think about this for fun, but we should try to make and that was when, and again, I'm not like hating on him, just telling the story because I mean, today, like now I agree and would love for it to become a business, but was just young and stupid back then. But I remember when we first started talking about it becoming a business and stuff, and that's what caused me to then start doing the shortcuts that ultimately got me banned. But we had such a good crowd of people back then, man.
Yeah.
But shit happens. So how's life been treating you, man? How was your Thanksgiving? I know when I asked you the other day on stream, you were kind of in and out, but you just said you went to your mom's. So is that good? Did your grandma and stuff go, or she stay home?
It was me, my grandma, mom, stepdad. That was pretty much it.
Nice. Yeah, we just it was just my parents and my sisters. We kind of all pretty much at the start of this COVID thing, kind of just, that's our quarantine people, our immediate families. Outside of that, we haven't really seen. But I always hate admitting it because, everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't have more. Like, we only see during this time our immediate family. So, like, my wife's parents, because they're literally the only ones in the area of my wife's family. And then my family, my immediate, my parents and my sisters. But with just that crowd, like my sisters and their husbands and kids, we have like every Sunday when we go to my parents or whatever for Sunday dinner, it's like, with kids included, like 30 people. So I'm always like afraid to talk about it because people are gonna be like, oh my God, you're not supposed to have that many people. But it is what it is, I guess.
I mean, for me, it really doesn't seem to matter that much simply because of the fact that I work at a place that employs over 100 people that are working every fucking day. Like, if I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it at work. It's as simple as that.
Right. I mean, and plus it seems like, they did all this shutdown early on and stuff, and now it's supposedly even worse than it was then. I mean, from my understanding, like the cases and stuff are shooting up even higher. Which I'm not saying, couldn't have been stopped if people paid a little more attention to it, but I'm just saying it seems like it's just one of those things people are going to get, and that's just all there is to it. For the most part. I mean, obviously, we should try to be safe and stuff, but I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know. Oh my. Well, I finally got to play Call of Duty Cold War.
All right, here's what I've heard about it, and then you tell me your opinion. I've heard the campaign 10 out of 10. The multiplayer online 5 out of 10. Zombies, best zombies since Black Ops 2.
Well,
so campaign multiplayer zombies.
I don't play multiplayer.
Fuck.
So,
well, how's the campaign then, at least?
It's interesting, but like I've already seen basically the same thing. Like it's just a continuation of like Black Ops 1 with the whole like, oh, we've got all these conspiracy theory bullshit going on, and there's all this behind the scenes stuff happening in the middle of the Cold War, and it's like, I get that it all probably did happen at some, like not as it's presented in the game, because this is batshit bonkers compared to real life. Like, right. Literally, there was a moment in the game where we were chasing down a plane on the runway, and I kid you not, one of my one of my team was like, use the RCM, and I was like, what the fuck is that? He opens his door and throws a fucking RC car with explosives on it out the door. And I pull out a little remote control thing and control it under the vehicle so I can blow it up. I was like, the fuck? Like, who even does that?
Wait, and this was Cold War time?
Yeah.
Like that's the time frame of the game or whatever?
It's like...
So there probably wouldn't even be something like... Well, I guess there was RC cars back then, but they probably weren't very...
Fine, but an RC car that could catch up with a fucking plane that was flying down the runway faster than your four-wheel drive, Hummer kind of thing.
How fast do planes have to get to take off? Let me see. I'm curious.
If it's anything
Curious.
under 100 miles per hour, I'll be surprised.
Oh, it is not as. Oh wait. So was it okay? Was it a jetliner, like a normal sized big plane, or was it like a light aircraft?
AC-130.
Well, you think I know what the fuck? All right. Well, I'll just tell you what it says
Like
for
military
jetliners,
gunship.
like 149 to 177 miles per hour. For like a
Okay.
smaller aircraft, like a Cessna
Okay, but
150, 100
cross-reference
or
that
62
against
miles
the
per hour.
fastest commercial RC car you can get.
Yeah,
Like,
even those
RC
gas
car
powered
goes
ones, I
over-
don't know if they go that
Yeah,
fast.
if it goes over 60, I'd be amazed.
True,
Because
true.
at that point, you can barely keep an eye on it yourself. Like,
True,
I've
true.
seen them. I've seen ones that are quick as hell. But I don't think it's catching up to a vehicle that's almost at liftoff at the end of a runway, especially not when you're miles behind. Well, not miles behind, but I mean, you were a decent distance away.
Right, right.
And even then, that's still not accounting for the carrying capacity of enough C4 to actually do that. Never mind being able. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it's a game, and I've been told before that I overanalyze the shit out of things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I was like, do what now?
There's actually a pretty big debate in the gaming community, especially it seems like in FPSs the last couple years about, excuse me, had to burp, about like whether they should be kept like ultra realistic or not, basically.
Well,
But it seems like the community's pretty divided on it. Again, I don't know much, to be honest. I don't know much about FPS. I think the last FPS I really played was some Apex Legends when it first came out,
Yeah,
with
that
like
doesn't
Eclipse and
surprise me.
stuff. But well, yeah, you know, I'm not a big FPS gamer
Yeah.
personally.
Uh,
I did used to
me-
play them quite a bit more in the past, just because all the friends I used
Yeah.
to game with. This was actually before I started playing League of Legends. I primarily, it's kind of funny, before League of Legends, I did play RPGs, like if I was just playing games by myself, but any multiplayer games I played were pretty much FPS games.
Well, to be fair, that's where multiplayer kind of made its bank. I mean, most of the multiplayer stuff from originally the beginning were like.
You also had like, when did World of Warcraft?
Yeah, well, I was saying like before World of Warcraft and the MMO stuff, it was pretty much like shooting games were the first multiplayer games that really.
Oh yeah,
big.
I mean like Halo and stuff. I mean, well,
Yeah.
actually, you know, I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know actually, because I remember the first multiplayer game I personally played. I don't know if you remember this game. I don't know how exactly how old you are or not, but it was called Nox, Nox, and it was an action role playing game. And it came out in 2000, the beginning January 31st of 2000. And that was the first, that was back on dial-up.
Yeah.
Which I think Halo, the original one that
Well,
came out was LAN Party, and then Halo 2, the Xbox was Ethernet. So you were talking at that
Yeah.
point, you were doing cable internet or
I
DSL.
mean, it's true now that I think about it. Like the MMO stuff does predate because there was like Ultima and some of those other like straight up MMOs before World of Warcraft. I was just saying like the first ones that really hit like the mainstream that everybody knew about.
Well, I think
Really?
that's main just because, I mean, still today, I mean, I don't actually know the numbers. I don't know if you do it all or,
No.
but is well, do you know, like, is FPSs the main, like, is that the most popular genre of games?
Not anymore, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it is, but at the same time, it goes from game to game. I mean, like literally you can find anything that's popular. It's just,
Well, right, but I just wasn't sure.
No, it's something I'd have to look up to actually.
Yeah,
know.
I'm looking on
I
Google
mean,
right now just out of
yeah,
curiosity.
the consensus says to me that it's probably at most points it is because those.
It actually says, Princess says, hello. Hey, Princess. How are you doing? How are you doing? We're talking about video games. Actually, according to this, I mean, this is just the first Google website I pulled up, but they did a curated list of the most popular gaming genres, out or whatever. This was in 2017, it looks like, was when this was done.
So a couple of years
and
ago.
it says then it was number 1 was action games, 2 was sports games,
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
3 adventure games, 4 battle royale, 5 role playing, 6 racing, 7 fighting, 8 real-time strategy. So that seems actually it has 10 as first-person shooters. That's kind of
Well,
surprising to me.
here's the thing though. Action games covers such a ridiculous amount of of the genre. Like you can classify almost anything as an action game because action is such a broad term.
Yeah.
Like
Actually,
think about
here's
action, like action games include Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that.
isn't that considered a role
Your
playing though or no?
Uncharted. No, Grand Theft Auto is not a role playing game. It is a straight up action adventure,
But you're
is what they
doing
always classify it in.
I mean, you're doing quests. I guess what
The problem,
differentiates a
that's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah, it
action
does say
adventure
action
is a
adventure.
catch all for everything that is not covered specifically by a particular genre. So Uncharted falls under that. Sekiro falls under that. Demon Souls basically falls under that. The Dark Souls thing, technically. Like
Yeah.
everything technically falls under action adventure as long as you're adventuring and there's action in it. Which is every game ever made basically could be an action adventure game.
Yeah, I am
They all have their own little, niches, but
right. Yeah, I mean even like all the Batman games, but although those were
yeah.
action adventure, but still, yeah. Well, I'm looking at one. Here's one for 2019 actually. And it does change it up a little bit. It actually still has action as number 1. Then it has shooters.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's first person shooters or like maybe the other one was only because it said first person shooters. So I don't know if they classify third person.
I mean, and at the end of the day, you have to realize
this is just
it all
shooters.
depends on what comes out around that time because 2019, Call of Duty, Modern
Well, and that's
Warfare
what they're saying. They're saying Fortnite came out 2017 and really grew.
Yeah, Fortnite would have thrown the
so it
off,
and then they said role playing was 3rd and sports were 4th and then adventure was 5th and then fighting, race, and strategy. So strategy actually has fallen quite a bit in the last couple of years. It looks like doesn't shock me. I remember a lot of older games being more strategy. Like you had, like I don't even know if Command and Conquer would have been considered, but those games were popular back in the day. Those, a lot of strategy games were, and you don't see it.
Well,
I mean, even look at League of Legends, the card game they came out with, and not the card games, but the what's it called? That's built into the main League client.
The auto chess thing.
Yeah. But like, yeah, all those have come out and they're still, they're not anywhere near as popular as a lot of the other games. But anyways, what were you gonna say?
Here's the problem with strategy though. Those games don't die. So it's hard to get a user base to move to a new one. It's like there are still millions of people playing the original StarCraft 2. Like nobody moves from one game to the next in that because they've gotten used to the one they like. That's why everybody was so pissed off when Warcraft got its Reforged edition, because they said they were going to update all this stuff and made it make it way better, and they didn't. And then they made everybody that was still playing vanilla old Warcraft, they forced them to update to this new version, and they were like, we don't want this shit, we want our old game back. We would rather play the old version because it wasn't as bad. But I mean, as far as like RTS style games goes, people don't migrate from game to game. Like they play one game and that's kind of their story, their entire series.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
It is impossible to get people to adopt a new like an RTS. Like you look at it, there's tons of them that come out that look really interesting and have shit numbers for that exact reason. Because I mean, if it's not like Total Warfare or one of the StarCraft, Warcraft, that kind of stuff, nobody gives a shit.
Makes sense. Reese Everson says, "What's up, Derek? I'm back." Hey, Reese, how are you doing, my friend? How are you doing? Chatting about video games today on the podcast a little bit. Talking about some of the... What I was going to say, though, Wolf, was... I mean, to be honest, though, I don't think it's just that. I just think not as many people play strategy anymore. I don't even think that it's not the user base's move. I just don't think as many people play it. I really think League of Legends took a huge number of people from... I mean, because I would almost consider... I guess, what would you consider League of Legends, though? I'm surprised that wouldn't be considered strategy, and it's like the biggest game in the...
considered a MOBA game, but it's...
Which is like what, Battle Arena? What does MOBA stand for?
Multiplayer Online Battle Arena, yes. But
Okay.
the thing is League of Legends is technically
What message, Princess? Go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
League of Legends is technically a RTS. Like you're using all the same techniques an RTS has. The only difference is you're only controlling one person as
It
opposed to an
did.
entire army.
Yeah, it did, Princess.
And
I said hello back. It showed
yeah,
up for me,
and
anyways.
the thing is, the entire genre came out of World of Warcraft. MOBA came from World of Warcraft, or not World of Warcraft, Warcraft.
I was gonna say, not World of
Yeah.
Warcraft. It
No,
was a
because-
mod on Warcraft 2,
Yeah,
right?
Defense of the Ancients,
yeah.
Dota, which then became Dota 2 when they took it and redid it.
Oh, I don't know why it wouldn't have appeared on the screen, Princess. That's weird. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird how games get classified. I mean, I understand it's technically like a new genre, I guess, but it's really just strategy. I don't know why they always got to make a new like genre for it.
Well, it's mostly people that,
or even if they
don't
make like
understand
it should be
trying
a
to get into it and
subgenre.
being- Well,
of
yeah,
the
that's
main
what they all
genre.
are. That's what they all are. I mean, MOBAs are a subgenre of RTS.
Yeah, but if that was the case, you
Same
would
with-
think, because isn't League still the most, or is it? Did Fortnite take over? Like, what is
I
the
have
most?
no idea.
What is the most popular video game?
Probably Fortnite.
2020. I don't know though.
Mm.
See, I don't even know
Ah.
if these are true. Princess says Fortnite. I don't think Fortnite's that bad. I just don't like FPSs. I think what they did with it was pretty cool. Wow,
It's
dude.
not
Actually, League of Legends is the 18th most popular game, it says.
really.
Yeah, for like in 2020. I don't know how
Yeah.
true this is or not or whatever, but holy crap,
let me-
my dogs are crazy right now. It says Call of Duty Modern Warfare is on number 1.
That actually doesn't surprise me.
So it does look like maybe FPS is. Here's my. Wait, what is the game Crossfire? It says it has 1 billion players. Minecraft is at 600 million. I've never heard of Crossfire in my life. It's a.
Which
shooter.
list are you looking at?
I'm looking at a couple different ones. This is Wikipedia. List of the most played video games by player counts. I'll put it in the Discord chat.
No, I got it. I found it.
I'll post it in the just in case anyone in the chat's interested in looking
That's
at
a
it too.
free to play, and it's probably a game on.
It's 10 cents, so it's China. Which I mean, you know, hey, China counts. Like, it's a real popular game there. Dungeon Fighter Online, that's also 10 cents, so that's going to be a Chinese game. But then in terms of like U.S. games that we're familiar with, Minecraft has 600 million.
Yeah.
Players Unknown Battlegrounds has 600 million.
Also, not surprised.
But that was of December 2019 for Players Unknown. They've died since then quite a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
But I don't know how accurate
man.
this is or not. But
Like half of these games are either very, very like. Most of them are
mobile
like
games and
casual
stuff.
games.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
mobile game like Candy Crush Saga.
Which I always forget about mobile gaming, man. I forget how big it's becoming and how many. I mean, just like your every. It's funny because it used to be like, if you remember back in the day, it used to be all the moms. I mean, even when I was young, like the moms yelling at their kids for playing game. And nowadays, I swear to God, just about every mom out there plays like Candy Crush or some shit on their phone all the time. Like my wife, like, you know, like if I just look at her, like when I first met her, I wouldn't really consider her a gamer, but that girl, especially when we first met, she gamed like crazy on her mobile phone. She did all those like little city sim games and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that's gaming. Can't say it's not, I guess. The only game I've ever played on mobile, besides a little bit of like when the AR stuff came out, like Pokemon Go and stuff, the only game I've played on mobile, like ever, like actually, you know, for any length of time besides just checking it out, would be Genshin Impact. That's the first game that's gotten me to play on mobile, and mainly just because I want to jump on real quick and like do my daily quest for it because I'm farming materials. That literally is the first game that's ever. I just
Trying to
don't
figure
know
out how
why.
they put together this list.
I just don't know why anybody would choose to game on like a mobile phone if you can game on it. I mean, I guess if you don't have a computer or a game system, then it makes sense to me. But like if you have a game system or a computer, why would you not just game on there? My wife says,
A lot of
speaking
it's
of games, it's snowing on Animal Crossing. And now my wife has moved from mobile game into a Nintendo Switch. She's moved up at least in my mind, she's moved up in the gaming world. Even though, like I said, mobile game is probably bigger than regular gaming nowadays. What were you saying, Wolf?
Okay, I've got a top 10 of the best-selling games of all time, and number 10 would be Diablo 3. That doesn't surprise
surprise me. Yeah, that was a huge
Wii
game.
Sports Resort. Yeah, not surprised. Mario
Did you
Kart.
see-
Yeah. Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to interrupt you, but Pokemon's what, 4?
Wii Sports. Grand Theft Auto 5. Minecraft. Tetris would be the number 1. Not surprised there. Tetris.
Yeah, I'm not actually.
Forever.
My wife plays that on the Switch. I've played it a couple times on the Switch. It's fun. Tetris.
Well, I think they're just doing like a general, as long as it's Tetris, it counts towards their list.
Right.
Because I mean, Tetris has been around for literally ever, and it's always been a fun game. So,
Agreed.
ergo, it doesn't really matter if it's like super popular and everybody plays it, because everybody plays it a little bit.
My wife says I love Tetris in all caps. Yeah, it's a good game. I was gonna say, did you hear? Speaking of, since you mentioned Diablo 3, did you see? I don't even know if this is true or not, but I heard this. You might know more than me. But I saw there was a company or somebody, some developer that was supposedly going to start developing for Diablo 2 and basically pick it up like it never ended, and like start updating it and stuff and all this like crazy, because of how popular Diablo 2 was versus like Diablo 3. So I don't know like if they're going to do like updated graphics or well, they might update. I mean, they might turn it into, I don't know. I just heard it. I thought it was kind of interesting.
It is, but at the same time, that's the kind of thing that's really hard to do, just because, I mean, Blizzard might decide, no, you can't do that, and it's their shit, so...
Yeah, I wonder if they, like, bought maybe the right to do it or something to it. I don't even know if that's a thing or not, but...
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can get the rights to do stuff like that, but, I mean, are they going to let you? And is it going to be any good? That's the other part.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, the other side of it is just the fact that the one list I've looked at so far, the number 2 and number 3 are both sports games. And it's like, on one hand, I can understand that, but on the other, as somebody who games, I never play sports games at all. So, like, I understand that everybody that plays sport, or, you know, that likes the sport might have bought the game, but, I mean, that doesn't mean anything to me.
When I first started gaming, well, actually, that's not true. I did get into sport games for a while. I played a lot of football ones and stuff, but they just were never my jam.
Yeah. Number 4 is actually Borderlands 3. Oh.
Yo, that was a huge game when it came out, man.
Yeah, but I mean...
Wait, Borderlands 3?
3, yes.
Oh.
This is a list of top 20 for 2020.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. It's top whatever, I guess. I mean... 5 is Mortal Kombat 11, not surprised. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Super Smash Brothers, one of them. March 3.
Yeah, I'm still kind of down to, I don't know though. I was going to say I'm still kind of down to play some more Borderlands 3. When I was watching Summit do it when he was doing a sponsor stream for their new DLC, it looks super hella fun, some of the updates and stuff they did.
I mean, I'd play it. I got all the...
well, it would probably just be me and you playing it though, because
I wouldn't mind it. The only problem I have is, like I said, we need to set up whether we're gonna do
all my friends are
new
flaky
characters, or if we're gonna, except for me, I'm not flaky.
No, yeah, not all of them. I was just kidding. That was an
I know. No, it's just like I said, the only thing I gotta know is if you want to continue with your level 60 character or whatever it was, and I'm gonna have to make a new character and run through the game, you know, when you're not on. Or if we're going to play through the whole thing.
Yeah, I'd probably just...
all the DLC is probably set to a specific level as far as tuning goes. And
I don't think it was in Borderlands 2, was it? I think it went by level. Oh, okay.
No, they were tuned towards a specific level, each of them.
Princess says, man, Tetris is fun as fuck. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, that's what I said. Tetris is a good game, man. I'm not surprised that it's like number 1. I mean, that was like the first big video game I think that really took gaming, like
Yep.
even back in arcades and shit. It was me and the wife watched on Netflix. There's a video game documentary. It's a series, and they go through different games and stuff. It was actually super interesting, and it was interesting
Mhm.
how much Tetris did. I never realized just how impactful and how big it was, even for Nintendo, and how well it helped Nintendo end up doing.
Wasn't it stolen?
I
Like, I'm
don't
like
know.
85% sure it was. Like the original code was stolen from somebody else.
I don't know, to be honest.
I could be wrong, but
But
it
it
doesn't
says I
matter.
love puzzle games. I like some puzzle games. I like puzzle games when like I'm doing solo games. So like I've played like in the past, like even newer ones like I guess puzzle slash strategy. But like Oxygen Not Included and games like that. Those are new. Or I played FTL, Faster Than Light, was an old like ship game that was strategy. It was fun. Brenda says I'm playing a game called Can You Escape? It's like those escape room, but it's really cool because the clues are interactive. Yeah, I think you mentioned it. It's on mobile, right? That you played it? Because I think I looked it up. Like I said, I just can never seem to get myself to play a mobile game. I don't know why. I don't know why I have such
Yeah.
a hate, not a hatred. I was gonna say a hatred, but I'm using a little bit of hyperbole. But I don't know. Like I'm just like, why do I want to like? And I have a big phone, but why do I want to stare at this screen when I could be staring at my 34-inch ultra wide screen?
Yeah.
Wolf, did you see? Bitcoin almost broke 20,000 and then it crashed down to 16,000.
That sucks.
Nah, it's back up
Oh,
to like 18.5 right now.
well, I do have it. Next time you're looking for an interesting game to play, look up King's Quest.
I think I've played
Like
it.
later
Actually, I think I
PC
own
stuff.
it. Yeah. I think I own the King Quest game. I think I got them for free and something because
You might have.
I believe I've looked them before. Maybe on Epic
Oh,
I got them
chapter one
for.
is free in general.
I think I have the collection.
That's cool. If you get a chance, play them. They're actually really good.
What is it?
It's an adventure slash puzzle game.
Like adventure,
Like
like
you have a character and you move around. Like
okay.
that's
It's not like
the
a story adventure.
no, it's a story. It's
Right,
like the whole
but I
thing is the
mean
story. I mean, yeah, the game is a
like The Wolf
a
Among
story.
Us.
Yes, like
Oh,
that.
okay, so it's
Almost.
similar to that. Okay.
A little bit more running around and a little bit less like scripted cutscene stuff.
So
but,
maybe more like Trine, but 3D.
I mean, you could look at it. It's on Steam.
Yeah, I was
Look
just
at
looking at
yeah,
it. It
when
looks,
you get a chance.
but it doesn't really tell a lot, to be honest, just by
Yeah.
looking at it. And I can't
The
really
reason
watch
I say
videos
that
of
is
it right
because
now.
it was originally made by Sierra, one of the like top of the fucking game, like old adventure style games from like way back in the day. Like we're
Did you
talking
say
like
Sierra?
yes,
I remember Sierra, dude. They were the
Yeah.
shit back on Sega.
King's Quest was one of their big series, and this is a continuation and an ending to that series. They had King's
Okay.
Quest, they had Space Quest, and
Maybe
they had
that's
Leisure
what
Suit
I'm.
Larry games and some other stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe
And-
that's what I'm thinking of was from back then. I do own
I
the
don't
games though.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It is it is a masterful game and it is fun, just plain fun.
Barb says, "Hey."
These are all cool.
Yeah, I'll have to possibly. My problem is, I mean, I just like I said, nowadays the older you get, man, the more limited your game time becomes once you have
Yeah.
family and stuff.
It's not a super long game. Like you can play it in, a couple of days as far as it goes when you have time.
Barb
I'd
says the
recommend it next
demons are
time we get
off
some
to
fun.
bed. I have some
Wow.
minutes before I die. You should not call your nieces demons, Barb. I think I've been playing through that Indarial. It's the Skyrim
Yeah,
mod.
I have it. I just haven't played it yet.
I've been playing through that. I don't think I'll finish it, to be honest. It's a little buggy. There's a couple buggy issues with it. Like sometimes like it just randomly crashes on me. But I've been doing a let's play on it on the YouTube channel. I think I have 2 parts out so far. They're normally, about But the videos are probably like 45 minutes to an
Oh
hour
man.
when they're done. But it's probably like I've been playing for an hour and a half. So I probably have like 3 to 4 hours in the game. Supposedly that game to beat can take anywhere from like 100 to 150 hours. Like it's supposedly actually a massive game in and of
Yeah.
itself.
The sad thing is, my first thought when you said how buggy it was so it's a little bit more stable than Skyrim, which it's based on.
Probably actually. Probably, if we're being honest here.
Oh, I was just being a jerk about it.
I mean, it's
Skyrim hasn't had
cool so
problems
far.
until you
Like
start
it,
modding for a
the
while.
story and stuff's cool. Like I like it. The graphics are a little dated, obviously, because it's running on the Skyrim engine.
Yeah.
But maxed out, they don't look bad. And
No,
like I
they
said,
never
the story's interesting, but it's just it's I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to invest that much time into a game, to be honest. Especially with Cyberpunk coming out still, which is less than 2 weeks away? Less than 2 weeks away. So Barb says, yes, I should. That's exactly what they are. What did you say?
And so a week from the 3rd comes out.
Yep. So let's see. This Thursday. Yeah, it'll be a week from this Thursday. So Tuesday's stream, by the way, for those of you that watch the Game and live streams over on twitch.tv, OMG, it's Derek.tv if you're listening to the podcast anywhere else. Tuesday's live stream, the new killer comes out for Dead by Daylight. So I was actually going to ask Barb if are your nieces still going to be around, Barb, on Tuesday? If not, I know Brenda said she was in, and I believe Ryan said he was in. So I don't know if you want to be our fourth or not for the new killer on Dead by Daylight, but that'll be on Tuesday's stream. And then Thursday, I don't know, we'll probably do some more Genshin, even though I know it's not a super popular game on the channel. But at this point, I don't have very many streams left till Cyberpunk, so I can't really see me getting into something else.
Yeah, it's not really a good idea if you're going to be jumping into something.
I mean, yeah, because Cyberpunk's going to take a lot of time. Although, have you seen any of the early reviews for it yet, Wolf?
No, I'm staying as far away from any of that as I can.
I am not. I haven't read a bunch of them, but I've heard other people talking about them, and the general consensus is that the game is not living up to the hype.
To be fair, the hype was ridiculously.
The hype was ridiculous, but I stayed out of the hype, to be honest.
Well, yeah,
I'm personally excited for the game, but I've not read a bunch. I've not watched any of the gameplay videos. I've not read anything about it. I've kind of learned in the past, don't jump on the hype trains.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
I remember
I watched one video to see a little bit of the gameplay, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. So
yeah, I don't know exactly why people are some. And you also got to remember, I mean, I've seen plenty of games where the professional reviewers, quote unquote, give it bad ratings, and then it comes out and fucking
and
everybody
I'm
loves
fine
it.
with this. I don't understand why you're whining. Yeah.
Barb says, I don't think they're ever going away. I have no idea. I think they live here now and no one told me.
That's sad.
Well, you better tell your brother he better start paying you some rent then.
No.
Just kidding.
I'm waiting for the next DLC for Total War Warhammer. That's my next big thing. And then after that is Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk's my big game at this point that I'm waiting for. I just think it's going to be. And to be honest, if it doesn't do well on the live stream, I might just go back to Dead by Daylight and GTA and stuff that I know do well, and just maybe take away Imperial playthrough, just kind of end it, and then maybe just do it there.
Whatever works.
Barb says he should. I paid for a meal he ordered. It cost me $200. I didn't even eat it. Holy shit, Barb. Why are you paying $200 for a fucking meal? That's how many people are fucking eating? Do you know what $200 in a meal would buy around here? Where I live anyways? Jesus.
Oh. Man, that's what I was saying yesterday. I'm waiting on everything because there's a new DLC for Warhammer 2, so I don't want to get too far into a campaign before they change everything with patches and stuff. Baldur's Gate 3 is on the eve of a patch that's not gonna make so the current saves aren't compatible. and I definitely want to be in on that. So I want to see what they're gonna add. I'm hoping for more classes, but I mean, whatever they add, I'll be happy. Like I've heard more stories coming, so maybe we're getting the beginnings of chapter 2.
Did they ever get any of the co-op stuff fixed yet, or is that supposed to
Yeah,
happen? And
they've been fixing stuff since it came out.
right, but I mean significantly, or is that what's like?
I
Does this
haven't
patch include a
heard.
lot of
Well,
that?
the problem is I don't play the multiplayer, so I can't tell you because I haven't experienced any bugs at all.
Oh, okay.
Like I've seen a lot of stuff in the single player stuff that's still a little iffy, but it's mostly just like graphical glitches and stuff like that, like shit that happens in even games that have been out and perfected, let
Makes
alone
sense.
things that happen just because the game's new and buggy as hell.
Yeah, I literally the only game on my radar right now is Cyberpunk. So if that sucks, I don't know what games I'm going to be playing, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, we've already suggested a couple. Worst case scenario, you could give a try of that King's Quest that I just pointed you to.
Yeah, I'm like looking
There's-
for a game to really get like into. That's
Stuck
my
into,
problem.
yeah, I know.
Like I said, Dead by Daylight, that was that for a while. Like even I quit League, and even though I was playing other games like Grand Theft Auto and stuff, like it was a game that like I could always go back to whenever I like if I didn't enjoy it, like if I got tired of another game. But I don't really have that game right now. Like the game that like, okay, I try King's Quest. If I don't like it, what do I go to? Right now it's still defaulting to Dead by Daylight or which is pretty much Dead by Daylight. Or again, I've been playing a little bit of League ARAMs lately with like you and stuff and Eclipse and some people. I played a little bit with Yasuo, but I still don't have like I just don't have that game right now where I'm like, oh, I'm so invested in this game. It's been, I mean, to be honest, I say that, but it's been I guess Genshin Impact here lately, but like I said, it just does not do well for me.
It's not surprising.
Stream wise,
Very meh. I get really bored watching that.
yeah, it seems like well, and I think it's because part of it is I think a lot of the people that watch me, like Barb, Princess, Ryan, it's a big like most of those people joined my stream while playing Dead by Daylight and like Grand Theft Auto. Like those are really the two games that most people join my streams with. And it's a really big departure from that style game, I feel like.
You're not wrong.
So let me see chat saying here. We got Barb says, so what happened was that the arrival was scheduled for 8:30 p.m. So he went to the market to pick up some stuff, but the meal arrived early and he wasn't home, so I had to pay. Laughed my ass off. My wife says it's better have been sushi or something for that much money. She said steak, rice, and French fries for 5 people. Barb says it was fucking expensive and he didn't pay me back yet. Well, yeah, I'd be telling him to pay you back immediately.
Yeah, really.
He was gonna have the money to pay the guy when he got there with the food, or else he just totally tricked you into thinking he was gonna pay. Barb says, "ARAMs, yes, that's because you don't play with me. That's because I don't play what with you? ARAMs?" My wife says, "Dang, he better soon." LOL. Barb says, "I'm funny as hell playing League. Also an amazing Nami player." Well, I don't know that I would want to. Barb says, "Lies. I followed you for League." I don't know that I would ever. I don't know that I want to get back into normal League matches. I don't mind playing ARAMs for fun, but I just don't. Me and Wolf were talking about this. I don't. Was it at the start of the stream, Wolf, or were we talking about while we were playing ARAMs? I think we were talking about while we were playing ARAMs. But me and Wolf were just talking about it a little bit ago. The truth is, I've enjoyed getting away from League of Legends. I've enjoyed, and Wolf said the same thing. Like, I've enjoyed playing a lot of other different games. Before I played League of Legends, I was very much a variety gamer. I played tons of different games. Then when I found League of Legends, I played like League of Legends and that was it for years. Strictly League of Legends. It feels good to play other games. I like playing different games. So I don't know that I would ever go, because I feel like if I did go back like into League, I'd have to go fully back. Like I know once I would start playing in normals again, and I'll immediately want to start doing ranked again. And the moment I get to ranked, I'll be right back into it. Barb says the only reason I play League is because I'm good at it and horrible at every other. I mean, I'm not very good at any game, to be honest. League, I only topped out at like I hit Plat 5 once, but pretty much when they still had a Plat 5. Now they goes to 4. But I pretty much was a Gold 1 player. She says the only other game that makes me extra happy is Among Us. I like Among Us. I did. I still don't dislike it. I just think it would be way more fun if, like, you know, I watch videos of other people playing where you have a full lobby.
Yeah, it's a problem of getting the amount of people to play that game and actually have fun with it. Because playing just random people sucks.
Dude, literally every time we load into a lobby, if you're playing with randos, literally you get like one or two people that leave immediately. Then you have another person that trolls them. So you're already down from the 10 people down to like 7. And if you got like 4 in your party, then everybody's talking in Discord. So nobody talks in the chat. It splits up the, I don't know. It very much was, I don't know. Like, it's fun. Again, I enjoy the game, but I could never get that deep into it like I could Dead by Daylight or League of Legends or some of the other games I have. My wife says Ellie just downloaded Among Us on my mom's phone. LOL. Didn't she download it in yours too? I thought she was playing it here at the house or something. Barb says best one still was, oh my god, who killed Derek? Barb says, is she having fun with it, Becca? My wife. Yeah, all the kids are obsessed with Among Us, and half of them don't even play it. My nieces and nephews, they made up like their own in real life version of Among Us that all these kids play. It's funny. I'm like, how do you eat? Like, it's not the same thing. Like, what are you guys running around doing tasks like in real life? I don't know. Crazy ass kids. They hear about a popular game on TikTok and stuff or something. They can't play it in real life, so they like make up their own version of it. Oh, to be a kid again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be young and have an imagination.
Right, true. So. Wife says she tried to download it on my phone, and I said no. She plays Among Us on Roblox on my phone. They have a Roblox version. Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Barb says it was just so hilarious. I'm sorry I was such a douchebag, but I don't know how I remain serious while acting shocked. Dude, you know, I think that's the other problem is anytime, and I like, not because I'm a, you know, super small streamer, but I swear to God, if you're a streamer, even if you got a super small community, they get in games with you, man. They all just want blood against you. It's like, because it's like the funniest thing to kill the streamer. Brenda, Ryan, they all turn on me, dude. Everybody. Barb.
To be fair, isn't that literally part of the game? Like, I mean, if you're the imposter, that's your whole idea. You're supposed to be a conniving, backstabbing pain in the ass.
I mean, yes,
but job.
Yes, but I feel like it's more so done to me.
I honestly think the other problem is just the fact that nobody can take a joke, and you don't sound like you're joking all the time. So
yeah, people think I get. I don't know why. I know I do, dude.
And it's sad.
People always, for some reason, take me like. And I really don't get it because I don't feel like I'm a serious person ever, but people tend to take me serious a lot. And like, I am the biggest sarcastic person in the world, but people legitimately get offended.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it does not sound like you're joking. We know you are. I know you are because I've been around you forever, but you don't sound like you're joking. And it's kind of,
yeah, I don't know. I'm never serious about, especially video games. Fuck. Barb says it's because we know you're a tryhard. A tryhard in what, Among Us?
Literally.
Dead by Daylight?
It sounds like it a lot. Yeah, like, seriously, how many times have we gotten into dumb moments in League? And it's
no. Wait. League of Legends, yes. League of Legends, 100% I'm a tryhard. Like, I'll give you that. 100% I'm a tryhard in League of Legends. But that's my point. That's why I'm glad I got away from the game.
Yeah.
Just in normal life, I'm just sarcastic as fuck. But most people just are
can't pick it up.
They're just little snowflakes nowadays.
Yes, I agree. I'm not.
See, I say that, and there's going to be like several people that are going to think I'm being serious right now and get offended. See, look at Barb already typing in all caps. See what I mean? I say one little thing and the all caps comes out. Barb says Derek does not sound like he's joking. It's scary as fuck. My wife says I never think he's joking ever. Barb says it's because we know you're a tryhard, so whenever you feel like you're losing, the vein on your forehead pops a little. Barb says everything. My wife does laughing emojis. Barb says just everything, even talk shows. Wait, how can I be a tryhard on talk shows?
Not sure. That'll take some work, I think. Huh.
Barb says, you said, Barb, I'm going to have your soul when I killed you in Among Us. What, you think I really wanted your soul? Barb says, do you really think you're not a tryhard? In League of Legends, I am, but in most other games, like Among Us or something, I don't think I'm a tryhard. I actually don't. Or like Dead by Daylight, I don't think I'm a tryhard. I mean, like, if you mean tryhard by, like, do I try to win? Like, of course I try to win. But, like, I picture tryhard as being like,
Tyler.
well, not like Tyler 1, because I mean that's toxicity, which I was that in League of Legends as well.
Yes.
But I just mean, like, I don't actually care. Like, let's say I'm trying to win in Dead by Daylight and I get killed by the killer. Like, I don't actually care. Most of the time, I have a big reaction for the lulz more than anything, because I know people on the stream like when I overreact. Usually. Like, truth, I mean, it's putting on a show. I mean, that's like what I'm doing. Like, if I'm sitting here, like, my wife can attest to this. If I'm sitting here playing a game on my computer, she probably never hears a peep out of me. Like, if I'm just sitting here playing, like, if I'm just playing a game by myself, I don't say a word. Like, I literally am just sitting here playing a game. Like, I'm putting on a show on a live stream. Barb says, in League, you weren't just a tryhard, you were also toxic. Well, yeah, I said that. I was 100% a tryhard and toxic on League. 100%. Well, I started off as a tryhard, and over towards the end, I wasn't always toxic in League, but like the last 2 years of playing League, I became extremely toxic, which is why I quit. That was the main reason I quit, was because I didn't like that I had become toxic. I don't mind tryhard in competitive games. Again, in competitive games, I probably would say I'm try-hard-ish. But I don't really play any I just don't know what competitive games I play nowadays. I really don't play any competitive games. So that's why I said I don't really think I'm a try-hard nowadays. Like Dead by Daylight, not really. I mean, it's not a real competitive game in my opinion. There's too many issues with it. Not enough balance, too many lag issues and things like that. So can't really try hard in that. Again, I mean, if by try hard you just mean winning, then yes, but I take it as like you get upset when you don't win. Barb says, I'm a tryhard on League. I'll give you that. She also says, I get frustrated when I'm tunneled and camped, which happens a lot. Let's agree on that. Yeah, but I don't get frustrated when I'm tunneled or camped. That's what I'm saying. It's just,
no,
that don't bother me.
You have reactions because that's what you're expected to do, not
right. I react. Right. And I might even like say it's stupid or something that somebody's tunneled or camping, but I don't actually care that I'm being tunneled or camped. But I do think it's stupid for people to tunnel and camp in that game. So like, I'm going to say it. Barb says, the day we played together, I got tunneled in a game and camped in 2. Yeah, you seem to get tunneled and camped a lot for some reason, Barb. Barb says, whispers, I try hard in ARAMs. I try hard in ARAMs.
Is she really good at running the killer too? Like,
no, she's new.
She's not.
I mean, like she's probably, for a new player, she's decent, but I wouldn't say she's.
No, that was the
great
other
runner. Yeah, but Brenda's pretty good.
Yeah, she's really
and Ryan and Brenda, they're both better than me. Like I'm not even that great. I've gotten a lot better in the last couple months, but. My wife says he's only loud and crazy when he's playing with other people or on his live streams. When he plays by himself, I don't hear him. See? That's what I'm saying. It's a show, guys. That's why I'm saying. And I don't mean that like it's a bad thing. Like I enjoy putting on a show. It's what I do. But I'm just saying like a lot of it like is never that I'm actually mad. I'm just putting on a show for you guys. I'm trying to make it fun and exciting for you guys to be here. Barb says, are you mocking me? Wait, what? What are you talking about, Barb?
She's talking about me not realizing which one was which. No, you got to understand, I don't remember people at all, hardly. I'm very bad with, like, particular people, so it's like, there's two girls that have played with him in that game, and I don't differentiate them half the time. Like, my brain does not work that way.
Well, he says, of fucking course he doesn't play a lot by himself other than Genshin. Yeah, nowadays I don't play a lot off stream. But even Wolf can attest, like we were playing ARAMs today. I mean, I don't really act like I act on stream when I'm just playing games with Wolf or something.
Here and there.
Well, again, in League of Legends, but I'm saying like if we've played any other games, like I don't.
We had a couple of moments of the, come on, where's my team?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's try hard. Not like when I'm playing on stream.
Was more comical than anything else.
No. I will admit I do have a tendency in League of Legends to dive in and try to, and then get wrecked by the 5v1 the enemy team, get wrecked, and then be like, where the fuck was my team?
Yep. Meanwhile, we're sitting under tower chilling. Because that was the smart play.
Well, the question I pose to you, Wolf, is now whose fault was that? My team for staying under the damn tower.
You shouldn't have dove.
I could just as much argue that you should have followed my lead.
Yeah, but your lead's usually straight to the death screen, and I don't like that all the time.
Fair enough.
Like, I follow more often than not, but
fair enough.
It doesn't always pay off.
My wife said he's deaf, not Tyler 1. Barb says Tyler 1 annoys me. His existence annoys me. My wife says I can't stand him. I agree, Barb. Barb says the fact that he is breathing annoys me. I love Tyler 1. He is hilarious. Hilarious. And anybody that wants to can disagree with me, but there's a reason he's like the #1 fucking streamer on Twitch. Because he's fucking hilarious. And if you guys don't think he's putting on a show as well, he's 100% putting on a show. Barb says we're not friends anymore, D. My wife says Derek put him on earlier, so I left to put Tanner down for a nap. Barb says Becca is my new favorite American. The only thing I really watch I watch his YouTube video. I don't really watch his live stream, to be honest. I watch his highlight video or YouTube clips or whatever. Because I can't watch him for like a super long time, because he does eventually get to me. Barb says he screams so much all the time. Yes, he does, but it's funny. It's funny to see someone lose their cool.
I guarantee an act.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's probably just like me, I'm probably predispositioned to get like angry and again. Like, I'm angry by nature. Like, that's definitely my favorite emotion to feel. Barb says, how? How is it funny? I don't know. Ask everybody that watches him. Also, the way he treats his girlfriend bothers me a lot. Yo, his girlfriend's a straight memer. You ever look at her Twitter page, dude? Kayla's a memer 100%. They're both memers together. They're going to meme each other. But in all honesty, I don't really know how he treats his girlfriend, so I don't know. Again, I only watch his YouTube clips. I don't actually watch his live streams. Well, I guess occasionally, like if I'm, but I don't have a lot of time to watch any live streams. But I'm just saying that chick is a straight memer as well. So, and she's a little like Miss Attitude type. So they probably work perfect together. I would feel more bad if any of them were with somebody else that wasn't that way.
Yeah.
They're probably good together.
I don't know why, but that just makes me think of one of my coworkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a vacation like 4 years ago. He comes back from vacation and he's wearing an entirely new outfit we've never seen him in before. New jacket, new everything. We're like, the hell happened to you? Like, what's with the new jacket and everything? He's like, man, my crazy girlfriend cut up all my clothes, shoes and everything. I was like, the hell? It's like, yeah. Then next vacation, like couple of, like the next year or a couple of months later, he doesn't come back. we're like, what the hell's going on? So finally, one of the guys that's his friend called him and figured out what was going on. Turns out him and his girlfriend got into a fight. He ended up in jail.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and he came
I
back and it's only on vacation though. Like it's only when he's at home. So it's like the next time, like he came back and got his job back and everything. Ended up losing all his seniority and all that
Yo,
stuff.
it is
Which sucks.
hard being with your significant other 24/7. Like
Eh,
no jokes, man. Like it's hard. But I will say what I was gonna say though in response to that
yeah.
is I don't get people that like stay like I would never ever and I guess it has to probably like has to do with like self-worth or something. But like if I was ever with a chick that was like that cut up my clothes or something, that bitch would be gone instantly.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
it would be
understand
the
that either.
relationship would be over. I just don't like, and I mean like both ways. Like I know there's guys that treat women like shit as well. Like I'm not just saying as a woman thing, but I'm just saying like either way, I just don't get why anybody would stay in that relationship. Like I had a girl cheat on me once, the like over immediately. Like there was no ifs, ands, buts about it. There was like, there's just there like I had one girl that was a psycho and like called me names and threw shit in my house. Like when we get in arguments, she like started throwing shit around the house and breaking shit. Instantly done. Like done. Like there's no like it's one thing to like get angry and people yell. Like I can get because like, people yell when they get angry. And I myself, if I get super angry, I yell. But like anytime things start like throwing shit or cutting people, like it doesn't just have to get physical, like hitting each other or anything like that. Although I mean, obviously on either side that should be a big no-no, but even like if it comes to destroying property, like that's too far. Like I said,
I don't
yelling,
understand
I'll
that
put up
either.
with yelling, but beyond that, fuck no. And like I said, I don't get how anybody could stay in a relationship with that. Barb says, I don't know, sometimes it feels disrespectful as a woman. I don't know, maybe I'm just insane. She's talking about Tyler one talking to his girlfriend. My wife says, I feel the same way, Barb. Barb says, so I'm not insane. Haha. My wife says, no. Barb says, I mean, as a woman, it just feels too much sometimes. Becca says, my wife, I agree. Barb says, if they have the intimacy and they're cool with that, good for them. But listening to it sounds disrespectful. So that was all Tyler one. Then she says, people lack maturity sometimes. Are you talking about why people like cut and shut up? Yeah, that's what I guess that's what I'm saying. I will not put up with an immature bitch ever, ever, ever. Grow the fuck up. You're a goddamn adult. Like that. You don't like that? Dump me. I don't care. Get the fuck out. I don't get people that put up with crazy shit from people. Again, both sides.
Yeah, I just don't worry about it at all.
Well, you can say you don't worry about it, but if it happens to you, you got to worry about it. Like I said, I've had a
No,
girl
I'm
cheat on me.
saying I don't allow that to happen. Because
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't hang out with people.
Yep,
This is the most I interact with people besides being at work.
And I never know what to tell people. Like I've had like friends in the past, like, oh, my girlfriend or oh, my boyfriend this. And I'm like, leave them. What? And like, it's like they're shocked. I'm like,
Yeah.
leave them
They don't
right
understand.
now.
I know.
Like, no, you like, oh, but I know he's a good guy. Oh, but she
Doesn't matter.
just gets a little emotional. Leave
Doesn't
them
matter.
right now. Like no ifs, ands, buts about it, you dumbasses. Sorry, whoever's listening here, maybe you need to hear it. You're a dumbass. Leave them. Barb says, yep, thank God I've never been through that. Barb says, I'm very emotional, though, haha, but never around other people. I'm dangerous when I'm sad and alone. Emotional? I'm not talking about emotional. I'm saying that's the excuse, like guys will just be like, oh, she's just an emotional girl. Again, talking about, like, physically, like, I've seen, like, I have friends where their girls hit them, but if they ever laid their hand on the girl, it'd be like murder. But it's okay for their girlfriends to do it because they're a girl? No. And again, I'm talking about, like, when they're, like doing, like, crazy stuff, like throwing shit around a house or, again, emotional is not really, I mean, emotional could be, like, past trauma, past hurt. That's shit you sometimes got to deal with in relationships. So again, I'm not saying emotional is a bad thing, but I don't know. Like I said, I would just never, ever, ever, never, ever put up with it. But I'm also not an expert when it comes to relationships because before my wife, I mean, I had the worst relationships in the world up until I met my wife. Well, Wolf, what else you want to talk about, my friend? We went through all the video game stuff. I don't know that I got a lot left on video games.
I mean, I got plenty on video games. It's just a matter of thinking of it. Other than that,
Chad, if you guys got anything,
movies the other day. Fact that I didn't know there was 2 more Tremors movies I've never seen, which I've then seen one of them, so now I'm only down to 1. But
yeah, like I said, I don't know how many of them I've seen. I know I've watched some of the Tremors back in the day. Like I said, my experience with all of those movies and stuff came later in life. I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of them when I was younger. So I kind of like watched them out of order. I don't really remember which ones I've watched and which ones I haven't at this point. And I am not I can count on one hand how many movies I've seen in my life more than once.
Fair enough.
Like I never watch a movie a second time unless it's an accident because I forgot I watched it the first time.
I rewatch movies all the time, so I can't say nothing about that.
Outside of, again, there's a couple. Matrix, I've seen Matrix probably, I don't know, it's like my favorite movie. Probably 10 to 15 times now.
I rewatch shitty old action movies all the time. Like I could rewatch like Demolition Man any day of the week and have fun. It's a trash movie for garbage people, but I love it.
Barb says, I watched so many movies. I'm with Wolf on this one. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I don't know why I don't. But I'm the same way with like, I think it's my personality. I'm a very much like, I like experience and like new things and
I was
everything.
gonna say, to be fair, you sound like you don't have a hell of a lot of free time to just sit around and do nothing anyway.
Well, I mean, I don't.
For movies.
But I mean, even like for example, I read a lot. Like, but I don't reread a book more than like. I can count on one hand how many books I've reread. Barb says that Wolf just called me a lazy ass. Ha 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 ha.
No,
because you said you got to have a lot of free time. She was making a joke.
To be fair, free time has nothing to do with lazy. That's just a side effect.
Yeah, it's probably. Sometimes I wish I had more free time. Like it's like I'm not like trying to be busy all the time and grow stuff is not always super fun and exciting. There's things I want in life and want to reach in life that require it. Unfortunately, me working my ass off. But yeah, but it's not just that. I mean, I don't like to. I get bored eating at the same restaurant. I get bored. Like I wish a new restaurant opened every day so I could always go to a new one and try it. But like I said, I read a lot. I mean, books. It's always a new book. Never reread them. But it's funny because as I've gotten older, like in the last year or two, I've been thinking more and more about going back and rereading books I've read that like my favorites and stuff to like really then try to get more out of them. So it's been a weird thought. I've almost thought like I've had to thought like the last year to two, like, am I missing something by not being a person that rewatches stuff or rereads stuff and only chases like new information or new things, or you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's benefits to both.
I don't know what you mean on as far as that, because I do reread a lot of stuff. I tend to go back and enjoy stuff I've enjoyed before again. Like I've reread the R.A. Salvatore Dark Elf books, I think 10 times over, if not more, from one end to the other until they got into the stuff that I don't like at the end of it.
Damn.
Well, the last and those series are fucking long too. We're talking 4 books times 7 series now. So I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
My sister on Facebook says I like to look up Easter eggs and then rewatching movies so I can find them. Makes sense. I like doing that in video games, I guess, but
actually
video games are probably the only thing I replay.
That's
over and
something.
over.
One thing that I've never been good at is actually like understanding why a movie is good or bad. As far as it goes, like I can see that a movie's good, but I don't understand the reasoning behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And something that's actually gotten to be a lot of fun for me is there's a channel on YouTube. The guy does breakdowns of the films
Hmm.
and explains why they failed or why they didn't. And I love watching that stuff because it's really interesting to see the breakdown of why this movie, like I was just watching one yesterday. He was talking about the Transformers series, and specifically number 4, and how it basically killed Michael Bay's career. Like he was explaining the reasoning for all of the things that failed, that made that movie fail so spectacularly.
Did it do
And it
that
was
bad?
well, it was one of them, but I mean, like it's just one of those things where like everybody's finally realized that he just does not give a shit about the movies.
Yeah.
Like he
He was
is
over
doing
them and
these for a
basically.
paycheck, and
Yeah.
that was about it.
Yeah, makes sense. Barb says try Brazilian food sometime. Obviously, she's responding to me talking about liking to try different restaurants. You know, Barb, actually, I don't think we have a Brazilian restaurant anywhere around where I live. I don't
Wouldn't
even know that
surprise
I've ever had Brazilian, what I would classify as Brazilian food, to be honest.
What would you classify as Brazilian food?
Well, she said pastel, and I can't pronounce this next word. Coxina are amazing.
don't don't try to pronounce
I
things,
think
man.
that's it.
You're gonna make me
Coxina.
laugh,
I think
and
it's
she's gonna spend
Coxina.
an hour trying to figure it
She
out.
said, "Where exactly are you? I can look for it." Oh yeah, way to try to get my address, Barb. No. I live near Cleveland, Ohio,
Yeah, Northern Ohio,
Northern Ohio.
and you're probably
But
not gonna
I
find
live
anything
like
that isn't
45
just
minutes
basic
outside of the
Appalachian.
city, so I mean like right around me. It's probably gonna be fairly limited. But if there's something in Cleveland, I mean, we go up there enough that I could check it out. Barb says that's what I meant, dumbass. Haha. And you weren't even close. I wasn't close on the pronunciation. I knew that's what you meant. I was joking. See? She never gets when I'm joking, dude. That's what I'm saying. People never get when I'm being sarcastic. I come from a very sarcastic family, Barbara. Yeah, I don't know if Transformer 4 would have killed Michael Bay's career, though, because
Well,
the
no,
dude has
it's
put out
not
some
that
great fucking
it's
movies.
not that it killed his career. It's that
Well, that's what you
everybody
said, he
realized
said.
that all of his movies after that just were not worth watching because of the things that he was like. You'd have to watch the video. I don't know if it killed his career. I'm just saying, like, the way it was presented makes sense to me. Like, the guy that I'm talking about is Phil Mento, if you want to know. Like, if you get a chance, he does film breakdowns and stuff like that. Interesting. Like I said, he's one of my go-to. Like, I'm bored, I want to watch something interesting. Here we go.
Ooh, this looks like a nice little restaurant, Barb. Brazil in Cleveland, freshly imported, crafted with love.
Mm.
Yeah, me and the wife go up there quite a bit. I'll have to. I'm trying to look if they have those 2 dishes you mentioned. Go for the appetizers. What's the appetizers though? None of the nothing you mentioned is in the appetizers of the 2 of you. The problem with any of these places, I mean, I'm going to check them out probably at some point, just so I can let you know that I tried Brazilian food. But the main problem with anything that's like authentic here in the States is that it's actually not authentic, and it's actually very American based. It's like a Brazilian, it's like American based spin on Brazilian food. Like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I went to it, and they'll be like, oh, did you have this food, this? And I'm like, no, never heard of it. Like, they never, any of the dishes anybody has ever recommended to me, and then I go to a like an authentic restaurant to check, they never have those dishes. Barb says, yeah, the ones I mentioned are not there. From what I can see, they look pretty original. Well, they might be good. We'll check them out. There's a good Lebanese restaurant that we like in, I think it's called Yours Truly. That's in Cleveland that me and my wife like. They have this authentic Lebanese hummus. Oh, it's so good. It destroyed my wife on hummus. We cannot buy store-bought hummus anymore because Theirs is so good, and it just makes her sad inside if we have any other hummus. I'm dead serious. Like, it was that good.
I'm not discounting that you are. I'm just laughing about it.
Versus the codfish croquet. I can't pronounce it.
Croquettes.
Is awesome. Croquette is awesome.
Croquet
Right.
is the game that
I
you
do
play
like
with the
codfish.
mallets.
You know what? I thought maybe that's what she was talking about, but with codfish. But
No, I'm not really a big food person. I have very specific tastes, and that's really all I give a shit about.
see, that's what I mean. I'm the same way with everything, dude. Even food. I love trying different new foods. Whether I like it or dislike it doesn't matter to me. Like, I'll still eat it and I'll still like enjoy it just because it's like different, whether I like it or not. Like, in terms of taste. I just love trying new things. Barb says the word that I can't pronounce is basically a word that I can't pronounce, but with chicken inside, and it has the shape of a tear or a pear, something like that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I still have hopes that one day I will be able to go. My one of my dream places outside of the United States to travel is Argentina. Which, where is Brazil? And
Brazil is in the top of
South America, top right, right?
Argentina is the bottom.
Yeah. I want to go to Argentina. Brazil? Brazil? Argentina? That seems fun. Buenos Aires, man. I would love to go to Buenos Aires.
I had a funny moment the other day. You know, I've been playing that Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things in the game is your character can grow his like personality stats. It's all silly, but anyway, one of the ways you can do this is there's this vocational school you can go to and pay money to take classes, and it's just a like four piece multiple choice like test on whatever the option is. Like, I took one for sports, and it's all just random sports questions. And it was a lot of fun because I love that kind of stuff. I have fun with trivia and shit. You know, I know a little bit about everything.
Barb says he can grow his ... I see.
Personality stats, not
not his dick, although that probably grows as well because most do.
Anyway, the funny thing about it is there was 21 of them, and 20 of them go all over the place. There's like 2 for math, 2 for sports, you know, flags stuff. There's every fucking thing I could you could think of. And then the final one is 5 questions from somewhere in that entire gamut of crap. And you had to get all 5 right. It was actually a lot of fun just because oh my. Please
Barb's
stop
cracking me up.
Please
stop. All over the place. Was it a lot of fun?
Actually, yes, it was. Because it was just like I said, I love trivia, and having to answer 5 questions correctly out of not just 5 questions per, but there was like a selection of questions they could choose from in any order. It's just fun. Like, it's interesting to, because I actually got it on the second try, which was amazing. I figured I was going to be at it for a while because there was a bunch of math questions, and the second set of math questions I didn't even fucking understand half of them. Like, I brute forced the living hell out of that test.
So how have you been enjoying that game now that you're playing it pretty well?
Oh, it is so fun. It's so fucking goofy.
It did look really good. I just, like I said, with losing my job and everything, I cannot buy that and
yeah, fair enough.
Cyberpunk 2077 both.
To point out one of the silly moments in this game, one of the side quests. I don't know if I actually told you this or not. I might have. But I was walking through town, and I got one of the like side quest, here's a side quest things that they do. I clicked on it, and my character looks down and sees a a lobster or a crawfish, basically, standing in the middle of this bridge over the river. And he's like, "The hell are you doing up here, little guy?" Like, I mean, he's just being a nice dude and whatever. He's like, "I think I'll put you back in the water." So he picks the crawfish up and chucks it into the river. And just at the time he finishes his throw, this homeless guy comes running up. He's like, "What the hell are you doing? That's my pet, you ass!" Like, he's just getting mad at him. And he's like, "Oh man, I feel horrible about it." Like, the guy explains that he takes the thing for him for walks all the time and stuff. And it's like, wow, that, like, I feel bad. So he's like, "I'm gonna find that, your crawfish pet. Like, I'm gonna go find it and you're gonna get it back. Like, I'm not gonna let this stand." So you go around the river and down a little bit. You can go down close to the water. And once you get there, you notice there's a bunch of different crawfish. And you have to find the one that is this guy's pet. He explained that it has like an X-shaped scar on its back.
Mm-hmm.
So you go looking at every one of these lobsters or these crawfish to try and find the right one. I found it pretty quick, thankfully, because like there was like 5 of them, but I know how the game operates. So
Because you cheated and looked it up online?
No, I didn't. I literally just looked in a place I figured it would be because, like I said, the game is kind of predictable at this point. I've played a bunch of them and they're always doing the same tricks. Found it real quick, took it back to him, and he was like, "All right, cool." And then he's like, "Well, let me make you dinner for it." This is a homeless guy, by the way.
Yeah.
So he offers you some cooked green, like, it looks like broccoli or some shit. He's like, "Here, try this." He doesn't eat it himself, mind you. You try it, and your character is immediately overwhelmed by the taste, as in it's horrible. And he's like, "Oh, well, I just found that in a hole in the road and figured I'd cook it up. I mean, it didn't kill you, so it must be edible."
Barb, that's what I thought. She said if he offered fried crawfish, ...
Anyway.
That's what I thought, is he was going to offer up this crawfish that he found,
I'm
like
not done
basically
yet.
make it.
Then he says, "Okay, well, here's the main course." And he puts the crawfish on the table and pulls out a knife.
Oh my
and goes
God.
to kill the crawfish. And the main character's like, "The hell, dude? I thought that was your pet." And he's like, "No, I was raising it so I could eat it." Like, he named the thing and everything. The thing's named Patty. Like,
That's
it's Patty
funny.
the crawfish. And he's like, "Well, why'd you name?" Like, he gets all mad and he's like, "Oh, you have an option at that point to stop him from killing the crawfish, but it's not an option because all the options are, hey, wait a minute," which is stopping him from killing the crawfish. Like, you have 4 options, but they're all the same option.
That's funny.
And he's like, what do I have to give you to keep you from eating this crawfish?" And he's like, it's like a super expensive, like, bento meal, like sushi, like a sushi roll bento meal that he wants. So you have to go to one of the stores to buy that, and it's like 1,500, yen or whatever. So it's not that expensive, but still, like, at that point in the game, you don't have tons of income laying around.
Right.
Usually. So I went ahead and bought it, took it back to him. Like, you're not on a time limit or anything. Like, you can literally go play the entire game while this is going on, and he'll never eat the crawfish. He'll wait for you faithful.
Right.
But you come back with the food, and he's like, "All right, fine. You did what I want. Here's the crawfish." He hands it to you, and then there's a scene right after that where you're walking down the road with this thing on your shoulder. It's your pet now.
Like I said, this game reminds me of like the Saint Rose type games or whatever.
It is batshit. But anyway, the funny thing about it is that's not the end of it, because the crawfish becomes one of your summons. Because there's a mechanic in the game where you can summon certain NPCs and stuff to help you in fights.
Mm-hmm.
And they have these ridiculous combat moves that they do. You actually saw one in the video. You remember the cat that turned into the tiger?
I don't, to be honest.
Well, that was one of the other summons. I have a cat and a crawfish.
That's funny, though.
But yeah, you can use it in a battle, and I did, and it was hilarious because a whole bunch of crawfish dropped down and started pinching people, and it was funny as hell.
Barb says, "I remember a game where I knew so much about called Perfect World, and once there was a trivia event, and I answered everything, so I got banned because the owner thought I was cheating. I took that as a compliment." That's kind of funny, though. But here's the question. Did you actually know everything, or did you just get super lucky?
No, the time I answered all 5 right, I had...
Well, I was talking to Barb getting banned, and
that
she
one.
said I did. That's funny. Cool. That's funny. Yeah, like I said, that game sound. I'm hoping I got it on my wish list. I'm like gonna wait probably for it to like go on sale sometime, and
Yeah, fair
once
enough.
it gets a little older, and then I might pick it up and try it out. Is kind of my plan. Because again, just my other problem is I don't really want to get into another RPG right before
Yeah,
Cyberpunk's
I
coming
kind
out.
of figured it. It is a long game.
Barb says he was asking questions that I knew from a trivia the year before. Oh, so he had like a pre-made. Barb says, so I memorized it. Wait, did you know he was going to be doing that? Or were you like just trying to study in? So basically you cheated. You knew what he was going to be asking and you memorized it. Is that what you're telling me, Barb? She said, no, I didn't. I just knew after some time. Okay. Makes sense.
That's actually one thing I miss in a lot of games. Is there for a while, a lot of games that had like established fandoms were doing the little, like, here's a side thing where you can do a bunch of trivia stuff for, rewards of one kind or another. Like all the X-Men Legends games and stuff had those.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed them because, like, I already know a lot about comics, so I like trying to figure out if I know more than I think I do. So it's like, oh, cool, I get to answer a bunch of questions and see if I actually know as much as I think I do.
Makes sense. I always do horrible at trivia, so.
Well,
I try to never have
it depends on the kind of trivia for me. Mostly it's like, if it's multiple choice, even if I don't know the answer, I can usually pick out the one that makes the most sense and get it right. Because that's really easy to do with multiple choice. Like, you're only got so many options, so even if you don't know, you still have a 25% chance of getting it just by luck.
Right. Makes sense.
Being said, if you already know, you have a better chance of getting it anyway. But like some of them, it's just, they'll give you like 4 answers that are very close. That's why the math ones f me up so bad, is I don't know math to save my life. Like anything, like seriously, I'm horrible at math. So anything past like basic, formula, like I'd have to sit there and reason it out. And all the ones in the game were on a time limit. So it wasn't something where I could like pull up my calculator and type it all in and see what I get. It was all like, you have to do it now in your head 3 or 4 times to get the right answer. Because there was ones that were asking like, what is the significance of this pattern of numbers? And it's like, the fuck? It's like, I don't understand. And then you get to the end and it tells you each one the answer and how they came to it. But at the same time, it's like one of them, it gives you like a pattern of numbers. And then it gives you a bunch of answers. And it's like, which one is the answer to what the pattern means? And it's like, oh, well, the pattern was every one of these was times, 1. So it was like 1, 3, 5, 7, and then it was like, oh, okay, so they just times every, but it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? They're just numbers.
Princess says, when in doubt, choose C. I've actually heard that like multiple times before. Is that an actual thing? Is there some kind of statistic that most of the time the answer will be C in a multiple choice if you don't know?
No, it's as random.
If you don't know an answer to a multiple choice question, which should you choose? Let's see.
Oh, that's
Princess says, I literally had a teacher who had all the answers as C. Let's see. I'm gonna see if there's a thing.
That's sad.
Let's see.
It would be interesting if there was like a predisposition to that, but I don't think that's a thing. Although I'd bet you at some point they might have done that just to see if there was somebody doing the mark just random answers thing. Ah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It does say B or C is normally your best option if you don't know. It says there is some. It says C is statistically generally more probable to hold the correct answer.
Huh. Fair enough.
And they said the only like unless a teacher knows this, like is like savvy to this psychology, then then it would obviously bite you in the butt. But overall, it does seem that C is your best choice and B is the second best choice. It says for whatever reason, most of the time, most people avoid the outliers A and D for whatever reason.
That actually doesn't surprise me. It's the same formula they use for the bathroom thing. It's the multiple.
What's
stalls.
up, Segoy? How are you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah, that's interesting that there's actually a correlation with C being your best choice. I mean, it doesn't, according to that article, again, if the teacher knows this as well, then it might not. And also it says it's not a very high probability because B and C are pretty close. But I guess if you absolutely don't know, your best option, it sounds like, is C. Again, I don't know how true that is. I just did a quick Google search, but I just had always heard that before in the past, like I said, so I wasn't sure if that was actually a thing or not. No.
The thing about the game though that really threw me is your character reacts no matter what choice you pick on each one of the questions, and you would think the reactions would be linear, like he would react well if you got the right answer, so you kind of know. But it turns out that's not the case. It's literally completely random what his reaction is. So you can answer a question and he'll throw his head back and go like, I didn't know that at all. And, like be really worried about it, and you'll still have gotten it right. Like, as I was looking, and there was a couple where I hit like every one of them right. And he's like, oh, that's the one. Oh, that's the one. Like getting really like excited about it. Like, I figured it out in a second. And then I get to the end and I got 3 out of 5 or some shit.
Jeez. Well, I think, guys, we're going to start wrapping up the podcast here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've run out of shit to say.
Well, I mean, I could talk all night long, but to be honest, I mean, about any kind of random topics, but I don't want to, I'm trying not to also have too long. I'm trying to figure out what, to be honest, I like the last 2 podcasts went super long. They went like 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I want to have, like, I'm trying to do some different times just to see how they perform differently and if that changes anything in terms of analytics. But we have been going for 1 hour and 45 minutes, so I mean, it's still, but I feel like here's the other problem. This is funny, but this is some of the back end stuff of podcasting. So I use, I host my podcast on my website, Squarespace, and audio files are limited to 160 megabytes. So if they go over 2 hours, I have to drop the quality of the audio low enough to where it doesn't use
that much space.
Doesn't use that much space because it's crazy how much, like, if you're doing like even just the normal 160 kilobytes, which is pretty normal, about 2 hours is the most you can get at that thing. Below that, you have to like, I think the last 2 podcasts I had to do them at 96 or maybe even 80 kilobytes per second. Waffle Girl said, my sister says, tell your friend to watch Frankenfish. It's a B-rated movie, but one of my faves. Not kid-friendly unless you find clean version. Has nudists. Okay, my sister says check out Frankenfish, Wolf. Apparently, listening to you, she seems to think you'll enjoy it.
I think I've heard of it.
Waffle Girl says, my mind is blown by your new profile pic. Wow. The new profile pic was designed by Barb in the chat. She does great emote work and logo work type stuff, especially if it's like logo work that it would be like kind of emote looking or something like that. I don't know outside, like she might be able to do any kind of logos. You'd have to ask her that. I don't know. But I know her specialty right now, or what she's been doing a lot of, is like emote or like character type drawing. But yes, she did a phenomenal job. In my opinion, I'm very, very pleased with the new logo that we're using for everything. Waffle Girl says adorable vibes. Barb says oops, or she says thank you. Oops, sorry about the caps. Yes, she's a phenomenal artist. I don't know why, but it seems like I attract artists to my live streams. I got Barb, Princess.
Now you do, don't you?
It seems like it, but probably I always thought maybe it was because artists liked hanging out with other artists. But according to Barb, I'm not an artist at all. So,
ouch. You want to know something that actually really didn't irritate me when I got on Call of Duty?
What's that?
Well, I installed it like a week ago on my PS4. Okay. And it was a huge fucking download, like ridiculous. Anyway, I got on it last night after I said I was going to get off and play the multiplayer or play the single player.
Mm-hmm.
Got on it and it says single player hasn't been installed. You have to actually click on it and tell it to install the single player. Otherwise, it only installs multiplayer, the battle royale mode, and the zombies mode as a normal thing.
Wow, that much.
Yeah.
Most people must not play stories nowadays.
Pissed.
The single player.
Pissed.
That's funny.
It's a 3-part download of like fucking 15, 20, and 13 gigs each. And so, like,
I played another game
on top of, or another 40 gigs on top of the main game just to play the fucking single player.
I played a game recently. I forget what it was though that did the same thing. Like I downloaded it, but it only like downloads part of the game, and then if you try to go into it, then it's like, oh, you need to download this. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, that's new. I'm not used to games doing that. Barb says, I said you're not a drawing artist. I'm just messing, Barb. I'm just messing. Just messing. Waffle Girl says, my sister's watching the new Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movie, and there's an ape named Barb in the movie. Oh, autocorrect hates me. She misspelled chance the first time, but that's funny. That's funny.
Well,
Barb's the best.
Autocorrupt, not autocorrect.
Autocorrupt.
Because it always corrupts whatever you say.
True. And it doesn't let you swear, stupid ass motherfucking shit balls. Bitch. Oh, sorry. Go look. I hate that it doesn't let me swear. Sorry. All right, guys. Like I said, I think we're going to wrap up the podcast. With that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. I know, again, not a super long podcast tonight, but trying some different stuff out. Bear with me. I've been trying new things on the YouTube channel, been trying new things in the podcast, still trying to just figure out things as I go. I'm just trying to do a lot. I'm trying to use all this time of being unemployed to try to maybe really put some work into my content creation stuff. So just been testing a lot of different things. So, which reminds me, if anybody has any, if you guys see me trying stuff and you guys have feedback on anything, if you see one type of video and you're like, these just suck. If you guys see other video, I don't know, just overall, if you got any feedback, let me know. If you're a Twitch subscriber, there's special channels in the Discord for Twitch subscribers. So that's a really good spot to share with me things you guys would like to see, maybe types of videos you'd like to see on the YouTube channels. We're doing well. We're about to we just crossed, I don't know if you guys remember, but it was only like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, that we hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're already up to like 2,300 and something. The live streams have been growing. Just overall, we got the podcast going now. Super excited. I have thought about doing some like interview type style on the podcast, so I might mess around with some of that, maybe have like a special guest or something that's knowledgeable about like a specific thing or where the podcast is related around a specific theme. So let me know what you guys think of that. Again, you guys all know where to reach me. Most of you are watching right now live, so just let me know feedback, anything like that. I would appreciate it. Don't be shy. Please. My sister says, on Facebook says, I just turned on live feed notifications. Proud of you. I'll try to join more often. Well, most of the time, every Sunday night we do the podcast, Brittany. But any other time you see me live, it's normally my video game stuff. Not typically kid friendly. Lots of swearing, lots of dirty talk. So you probably don't want to have it on with the kids around. Good vibes. Yo, Segoy, good seeing you tonight. Waffle Girl, good seeing you as well. Don't forget, Tuesday's live stream will be Dead by Daylight. Barb, let me know if you're going to join in. I know Brenda said she would be here for Tuesday's stream. The new killer comes out. So we will be playing against...
You know?
Yes, the new killer is it's their own. It's not a they didn't license one this time. But it's basically like this chick, and she has like a baby that's like she has like, you know, it's kind of like you see in like the horror movies where they got like the abscess thing growing out of them, like the second little creature. So it's like that. She has like this little creature. It's like a baby that's like growing out of her. But she can like detach it from her body and it'll come like after you. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it actually looks super fun. I watched some of the PTB of it, but I typically don't like to play the PTB. I like waiting until it actually goes live. So, again, as far as I know so far, we have Brenda joining, which is always super fun. She's hilarious in Dead by Daylight. We have Ryan joining. He's always a good time. And depending on Barb, whether she's able to or not, whether her nieces are still in, might have her. If not, maybe Yasuo or somebody will jump in, but I wanted to give Barb first crack at joining in if she wanted. So again, Barb, just let me know if you can't make it. No worries. I understand you got your niece and stuff there, but let me know because I'll probably ask Yasuo if you can't. All right. Princess asked who the new killer was. I responded. She said, "What the fuck, a baby?" My sister says on Facebook they look you up on YouTube. So I don't normally, most of my YouTube stuff though, I don't do a lot of vlogs lately. Barb says you're so adorable. Who's so adorable? Me? Barb says, "I'll try my best. Thank you for the invitation." I'm Simplex says, "Hi." Hey, I'm Simplex. We're actually ending for the night, but welcome to the stream. Hit the subscribe button and join us next time. All right, and with that said, I'm out, guys. Love your faces. Thanks for all the support, as always. And until next time, peace out, everybody.
Well, that was fun.